Sir Ernest Shackleton describes in his 1919 book that during the Antarctic expedition, whenever he and his crew faced extreme hardship, he felt the presence of a companion joining them. This companion would disappear once the hardship ended, leaving no trace of his presence. Until the end of his life, Sir Shackleton was convinced that this strange companion was a result of divine intervention. His confession led to numerous other explorers, as well as people in general who have survived dangerous situations, describing similar experiences. When things became critical, a mysterious presence appeared. This strange companion offered emotional support, motivating them not to give up, and in certain situations even provided physical support, such as helping them get up or pushing them away from danger. Once the dangerous situation passed, the mysterious companion would vanish, yet he is often credited with the survival of those he helped. The third man syndrome is very difficult to study because it occurs rarely and only in extreme situations. It also represents a purely subjective experience that is hard to measure or quantify, leading to scarce research surrounding the phenomenon. The lack of meaningful scientific studies is compensated by numerous testimonies that describe similar experiences, allowing us to conclude that this phenomenon exists. We can consider two general explanations for why it occurs. Some individuals, including a portion of those who have experienced it themselves, believe that a companion represents a non-material entity, such as an angel or another type of protective spirit from another world. For many who encountered the third man, the experience was deeply spiritual. A second explanation adopts a scientific approach. Following Occam's razor, which suggests we should always take the simplest explanation for a phenomenon, it is reasonable to conclude that our brains, in times of immense stress, create the illusion of a companion as a survival mechanism. Typically, when we attempt to explain a mystery, Occam's razor leads to a rather mundane explanation compared to a paranormal one. For example, many UFO sightings can be explained either as alien spacecraft, which is exciting, or as weather balloons, which is disappointing for many. In this case, the explanation compatible with Occam's razor is just as intriguing as the exotic explanation. The idea that our brains possess such complex survival mechanisms is fascinating. The two approaches to explain the phenomenon do not necessarily have to be mutually exclusive. While the scientific explanation is likely true, it does not diminish the subjective, spiritual experience that some individuals have had. The third man factor may have played a significant role in the development of spiritual beliefs. Until recently, people often lacked a scientific approach to explain the world. The only viable explanation for them was a spiritual one. The impact of such experiences would have undoubtedly left a mark on those who encountered them, and these stories would also influence others who heard about them. Such narratives might have played an important role in supporting the belief that the spiritual world exists and can influence our material world. Even in the face of death, faith can take the form of a helpful guide that leads individuals to safety, allowing them to finish what they need to accomplish in the world. The spiritual beliefs formed by these experiences represent mechanisms that help people make sense of their world and provide them with the courage to face life's uncertainties. While the explanation that the phenomenon is a mind coping mechanism is compelling, it also raises a new, perhaps larger mystery. The basic principles of natural selection are not difficult to understand. In our specific case, individuals who developed the third man mechanism have a higher chance of surviving dangerous situations, giving them an advantage over those who lack this mechanism. Over time, this may lead to a difference in reproductive success, making those with the mechanism more likely to procreate and thus spread their genes. The mystery, however, lies in how such a complex mechanism developed in the first place. We are still far from being able to answer this question. which is a reminder of how little we understand about the world around us, as well as the world inside our skulls.